those who can tell, that's from Radcon. And it was the Occupy Radcon, the zombies came in for zombie equal rights. Because all we really want to do is eat brains, so you know. So I was doing Back from the Dead. I helped with opening ceremonies.
No, I'm focused right on him.
Way even before there was that Spocon hiatus, where there wasn't Spocon for a little while. And I've worked on the opening ceremonies for Radcon for the last like 16 years. So back if people knew who Bob Brown was, he got me involved, and I kind of never looked back. And a lot of people wish I would. So frankly, I've done a lot of opening ceremonies, just a ton of them. And you know, even while we have an amazing convention this year, okay? At a brand new Geek Virgin hotel, although I was informed that it's not really a virgin, it did date a little bit with Worldcon. There's a couple of dating, but it's really gone steady with Spokane. It's gone all the way with Spokane. And for those with kids that don't know what I'm talking about, kids, just ask your parents. I'm not going to go into all that. Okay? But, you know, I've done all these opening ceremonies, and we've got some awesome stuff. We've got amazing guests of honor with us. We've got really cool activities. We've already done some of those. They're really cool, but basically I have run out of ideas on how to make opening ceremonies anywhere interesting anymore.
Brad,
I mean, I'm tapped out.
Brad, we talked about this.
We rehearsed it, we went through it, excuse us, we need a moment here. But this is opening ceremony. Stop doubting, stop. We got this, remember?
Okay, you got it?
We got it. We're all in this together. Go to your production machine.
Your production machine over there, because he's like this video production guy. Yeah.
You know, just hit some buttons here.
He likes buttons and cameras, so we are being filmed. No, yeah. What is that sound? It's Joe parody? Joe parody. Oh, cool. This is Geo parody.
Okay, how about this instead?
Wait. Oh, Spocon Geo party. Goblin King edition. Woo! All right, we gotta flip my paper here.
But you gotta say it like they do on the game show. This
is Joe Party. Joe Party. Goblin King edition is Joe. All right, hey, why don't we meet our contestants here? First up, we've got Mason Jeezer Williams. He's kind of the chair of this convention. Now we got...
We don't have Dan here, so you're going to have to pick someone else.
I get to pick two randos for the team? I need somebody on this side. Who wants? Get up here. Y'all missed out. And your name is?
Sarah Cruden.
So we have Cheezer and Sarah Cruden. All right. Now I need a victim making volunteer from this side. I'll carry you up here, Dr. Glass. I will. No animals will be harmed. I mean, one person. One. Come on. Do I have to pick from the other side? Because...
How about one of our guests of honor go?
Oh yeah, one of the guests. Victimize them, start from the very beginning.
Yeah. We got a volunteer right here!
Yay! You get to say your name out loud to everybody with the microphone.
Alan Clark.
Alan Clark. All right, Mr. Brad. I'm ready. Are Here's today's categories. We have David Bowie. Acting. Music. Movie. Dance, magic, dance. And nicknames. All right, so we're gonna play Cheeser, because usually it's the person that's in that spot with the podiums, which we don't have. Starts.
Instead of buzzers, we should do whoever raises their hand first. Your hands to your side.
So pick a category and a number.
Acting for 100.
What film was David Bowie's first starring role? Oh, you raise your hand before I finish reading, but we don't play that way.
The Man Who Fell to Earth.
Win! All right, Alan, next category. Dan's not here with the cash. All right, pick, go ahead.
David Bowie for 100.
We have. What was David Bowie's original name before he changed it in the 1960s? Oh, no money there. David Jones. So, you should. All right, well, you still have control of the board because you can get the one question right so far.
I'll take David Bowie for 200.
It's going to be twice as hard. That was the easy one. David picked the last name Bowie based on what American pioneer?
Jim Bowie.
He didn't raise his hand, but it's okay. It's Jim Bowie. We still got it. All right, we got it. It moved. All right, you got control of the board. We don't. We make up our own rules for gamers.
You're really going to be picky during Spocon.
And this is Geo Party.
Is it just that I'm old enough to know the answers to these questions?
Okay, you have the board.
We're not letting you win or anything.
David, what is it? Am I supposed to?
Just pick the next.
David Bowie for 300.
Ooh, 300, 3 times as hard as the other ones. How tall was David Bowie?
I'm gonna go with 5'9".
Wait. He just likes the sound effects.
Anyone else?
Okay, Cheeser.
6'2".
No, wait, sorry. The answer was.
5'11". Well, you still
I
have.
was about to say.
You could. In fact, would you like to say that?
5'11".
Okay, still control the board.
The judges say.
David Bowie for 400.
How old was the Goblin King when he passed away?
Oh, she had it first.
500 years old?
No. We should.
69.
Make the sound. Yes, this is the categories, David.
I remember that because he died the age my father died. And my father was a tall, skinny guy.
So we're
No hair
gonna.
on his legs.
Are we gonna clear the category?
Oh, yes.
All right. For 500,
David
please.
Bowie for 500.
What kind of creature, heteropodo David Bowie, was named in Bowie's honor in 2008?
Anyone? I'm going to just go to the.
Anybody in the audience?
I was going to say that. had no idea.
I had no idea, but I have the answer.
They're still in charge.
All right, you're still in control. You're the only one that's got the right answer so far.
Music for 100.
Yes. Jump, magic.
Oh, she had it.
Jump.
Yay! All right, you're in control. It's yours. You know what you want to do.
There we go.
I'm gonna go dance, magic dance for 100.
Dance, magic, dance for 100. You remind me of the...
Babe!
Ding! All right, you're in control.
Dance, magic dance for 200.
What do we got? What, babe? So, let me guess. Just say it.
Heck yeah.
All right, 300. Do it. Do it.
I might be like start singing because I'll
What power?
The power of voodoo.
You are pleasing the Brad. Very pleased. You do not know how pleased the Brad is. Do it. Say it. What would you like
Dance,
next?
magic dance for 400. I gotta make a comeback here.
Hoodoo? Oh, yeah, it was that close. Hoodoo?
You do.
Brad is very
I'm
pleased.
adding up the points.
He's writing down how pleased he is. You have control of the board.
I'm gonna go dance, magic dance for 500.
All right, you probably know what the answer is already. Do what?
Remind me of the babe.
I'm not kidding, I am so very pleased. But before we go on, we could do this game all day, but we should get on to maybe introducing our...
We should.
But to the point value for this little bit, I'm afraid Cheeser was our low contestant with a big old 0. And our guest of honor, Alan, got 700.
Whoa.
But the winner was clearly with 1,600.
You win the praise and admiration of everyone at Spocon and also for pleasing Brad.
Spocon Opening Ceremonies winner, official button. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay, I got this. I think this is
All right.
awesome.
See, it worked, Brad. It
Well,
worked.
this microphone too. This is the other one.
Or do you want this one? Do you want this one?
No, I'm good. I'm good.
Okay, so if you haven't guessed so far, wait, I need the clicker too. Dang it. I was just so enthralled with Dance Magic Dance.
You know what, Brad? You never introduced me, and I'm kind of hard.
Oh, I'm sorry, this is Tim. Does anyone want to know about Tim?
You don't.
Thank you so much for making opening ceremonies better than I would have done it.
But you're so pleased, it's like this is it. So I'm gonna
I know. So if you haven't guessed what our theme is, oh wait, no. Now I've got to change something. Dang it. I'm so unprepared now.
So where's the tech team?
Vamp for a second.
Oh, you are the tech team. So I'm supposed to dance?
Vamp.
Yeah. Oh, my dance is not magic. It did. Well, it worked for 2.0. I upgraded. She's more stable, better features.
Okay, sorry about that. If you haven't guessed, our theme for Spokane is All Hail the Goblin King. Now, I particularly picked on David Bowie for that one. But there's a lot more, and this is the reason why they picked All Hail the Goblin King. To quote the leaders of the con, this is what they said, quote, "It seemed like a cool idea," unquote. So All Hail the Goblin King. So, and even without, they didn't even know how awesome that would turn out. So far it's going pretty great, and we haven't screwed up too badly yet. So what does this all mean for you? The theme, All Hail the Goblin King. Well, it means we have some amazing guests of honor, amazing professionals, and amazing panelists. And when I say we, I don't really mean me in it. We, as in the committee, has put together an amazing program track that we think you'll love, and we'd like to tell you more about it. So with that, let's talk about who our guests of honor are. Okay? And for this, I'm gonna come over here and put on my glasses. Because I'm old. I don't even know where they are. That's how old I am. Now, one of the amazing guests of honor is Ellipsis Hannah Stevens. You do have to stand here so everyone can see that you have the second coolest hat in the room. Inspired by comics like ElfQuest, and once I read that I was done because I'm a huge ElfQuest fan. Heavy Metal Magazine and Dragon Magazine, Ellipsis first tried to place her comics on the internet as a child in the 80s. And discovering that it would be almost impossible because they hadn't invented the internet yet. She tried again in 2005 with much greater success, and appropriately enough, she's the creator, writer, illustrator of Goblin's webcomic. So let's all give her a huge round of applause. Goblin's webcomic. Okay? We also have another amazing guest of honor, and you saw him a little bit, and he wowed you with his David Bowie trivial knowledge. This is Mr. Alan M. Clark, author and illustrator. Yeah, we can clap for him, it's good. We can do better today. Author and illustrator Alan M. Clark grew up in Tennessee in a full house of bones and old medical books. He has created illustrations for hundreds of books, including works of fiction for various genres, nonfiction, textbooks, young adult fiction, and children's books. Awards for his work include the World Fantasy Award, 4 Chelsea Awards, is that I'm saying that right? Chesley Awards, and the International Book Award. He is the author of 18 books, including 12 novels, a lavishly illustrated novella, and I got that word right, 4 collections of fiction and nonfiction, and a full color book of his artwork. So let's give Mr. Alan M. Clark a round of applause. And last but certainly not least, we also have the guest of honor, Dr. Deborah Haynes. There. I did not get a picture of her in advance. It's not your fault. It is my fault for not going, hey, convention chairs, send me a picture of this person. But I think it's a good likeness. Also, she's only like 18 years older than when in this picture, so we're great. I am earning some points. Dr. Deborah Haynes is a family medicine doctor in Portland, Oregon, and is affiliated with multiple hospitals in the area, including Providence Portland Medical Center and Providence St. Vincent Medical Center. She's received her medical degree from Duke University School of Medicine, as opposed to like School of Witchcraft or something. But she might have that as well, and has been in practice for 11 to 20 years. So she just started practice in this picture. Let's give her a big round of applause for Dr. Haynes. We have some amazing guests of honor, and they're fun. They're playing with us right now. What's really great about a convention like this is they're right here. You can just go sit by them if you want, say hi, ask them trivia about David Bowie, and they'll do it. It's not like you're going to wait in line for a half hour to get a picture with them. So that's part of what I love about being here at a convention like this. It's intimate. We're close, and we're all in this together. Oh, see, there's a big hug going on here. Okay, so that's enough of that. Moving on. She's a troublemaker. This year, yeah, fit right in. This year, like last year, we have a really cool app. If you just are tired of carrying around a little piece of paper that tells you where you need to go at any one time, there is an app. And this is what that app looks like if you're going through your app. And to explain that a little, let's introduce Spocon. See, that person, Dan's not here, so I can't have them do it. Let's introduce Mason Cheeser Williams to explain a little bit about the fully digital guide that we've got going on. Go ahead.
So our digital guide, we have Grenadine, we're using for our all of our programming and for also our ticketing system. But if you go to the App Store, whether on for Android or the Apple App Store, you search for Grenadine, you'll get the event guide. And in the event guide, you go to the menu and you add Spocon 2019, and you will get our list of events and programming and all of our participants, our speakers, and all of that good stuff. You make me nervous.
Oh, sorry, I'll stand beside you and not behind you.
That's better.
I can do like
No, I don't trust you. You're the one that always dies.
What's really cool about the app too is that you can stalk people. So if you go, oh, she was inspired by ElfQuest. I was really inspired by ElfQuest. I think I'll go to every panel she's on. You're able to do that. I don't know, did you say please God no? But that's what's cool. It's if there's people that you want to see and you want to know what they're doing, you can see everything at a glance. Like you can click their name and now you know everything they're in. You could say, what's going to be in this room we're in right now? You can click that and see what's, everything going on in this room.
And if you look at the top where you have the schedule, and you look through and decide something you want, you tap on it with a star. On the next tab over, it says My Schedule, and it'll show everything that you've chosen just for you.
Oh, so you can plan out your day in advance.
It's like it's a plan.
Okay.
Like it was on purpose.
That's
everything we've done.
That's okay, I believe you, but not very. Okay, so anything else to say about that?
Just do it.
Okay, so you can get that app if you're interested in that kind of thing. So we're going to move on.
I have a question.
Yeah?
If there's a schedule change, is it updated in the app?
Yes. In fact, if you open that, it will even give you a little message that says, hey, you can update this information. You want to click the button and let it do it. Trust me. You want to know what's going on.
Well, so for instance, we'd already had an update where Dr. Haynes was going to come in here and demonstrate electron trees in acrylic. And we're like, she said, no, I'm really here to talk about global warming, climate change. And so she was like, oh, I guess it's in the Lincoln room now. So that would have been reflected in the schedule. Okay, so enough about that. Let's talk about our visiting pros.
Can I go?
Yeah. Okay, let's give Mason a round of applause. You can tell he's so anxious to be on stage. So let's talk about our visiting pros. You get to hang out with pros, you get new ideas, techniques for whatever you do. I was just on a panel, funny enough, on electron trees in acrylic that's been charged in not a super collider, a linear accelerator. It was pretty dang cool. So there's panels on art, panels on cosplay, there's costuming, gaming, film, literature, science, youth panels, there's things you get to make in panels. So I'm probably missing a lot of it, but this all comes from pros that are here. They've come and they're on panels. There's guests and pros. Who here is listed as a pro? Then raise your hand, and then let's give them a round of applause. So thank you, pros, for being here. And then another kind of cool thing is we're in a new hotel we talked about, and there are these guests of honor and these pros, and I'm betting you'd like to know how to get around and find where they're going to be. So there's a map. For those with kids, you're thinking it's the map. So Edgar is going to be, he's going to be our Vanna White for this. So as you can tell, we're in the large programming room up there. That's where we are. But just through this wall over here is the art, this is dealers that way. So is it backwards on the map?
Yes.
Okay, I think we can handle this though. We can make it through this. Okay, so dealers is over there, art is over here, but there's also these two rooms for gaming. Okay, and one, when I went in, they were like, would you like to play D&D? We've got D&D games going right now. Do you want to get in? So one is like dedicated for that. What's in the other gaming room? Has got board games in it.
Wide variety of board games. They've got a lending library, so if there is a game that you wanted to try, odds are pretty good they've got it down there. A guy who runs the local board gaming club, he's a reviewer and gets sent tons of stuff. So if there is a newer game that you want to try, odds are pretty good it's down there and you can give it a shot.
He said he brought 150.
I'd like to point out it's not Washington State Board of Examiners for Engineering. I was afraid to go in.
I have no knowledge.
The dragon. If you find the dragon, you can find the game.
Yeah.
Ignore the sign.
And then also in that room is they're playing the Artemis simulation. Does anyone know what that is? It's like Starship captain and crew, and I'm not very good at it. But you're like, load the torpedoes, that's all I know, fire. But it's really cool, you get a crew, they'll teach you how to play, and then you, so it's pretty fun on that. There's also most of the panel rooms are all these rooms around the periphery here. Thank you, Vanna. And I think it's in the Mordor room, what does that say? Matador room. I like my idea better. In that room, they're doing a lot of the crafts. So there's goblin crafts over there. Oh, okay, stateroom A. I'm so sorry. In stateroom, the whole map is backwards in my mind then, I'm sorry. But in stateroom A, they're doing all the goblin crafts. And those are pretty cool. And you can see we have restrooms. Those are there too. I'm just seeing if they'll point at those.
Yep, right by the elevators.
And then the elevators are there that will get you upstairs, which we don't see here, but it's listed here. There's fourth floor is hospitality up there, and also the green room for our pros and guests of honor. And so Edgar will be up a little later to talk about how all that works. That make sense?
Sure.
Okay. Any questions? Okay, moving on. Because I don't really want questions.
Where's Pennington?
You're in it. We're in Pennington B. So this is the main room where there are bigger panels. There's going to be opening ceremonies is happening in this room right now at this moment. And then also the masquerade is going to be in this room. So a lot of stuff in this room. Okay, so moving on. Speaking of the hotel, if you don't already know, we're in a new space. And this is a really beautiful space. And if anybody's looking for doing photography with this kind of architecture, you are in luck. Like, it seems like a steampunk dream to just lean up against one of these columns, and it would be really fascinating. But a couple things, is this still true, Mason, that there's still some rooms available?
Yes.
There are still rooms available. If you're like, screw going home, I'm gonna stay. There are rooms available for $139 a night plus tax. So visit our hotel liaison, Paula. Is Paula in here?
Nope.
Okay. But visit her and she will be able to set you up. We've talked about some of the staff already, like Paula and Cheezer. I'm going to invite Mason Cheezer Williams back up to tell us a little bit about the COM staff, the Convention Committee staff. And I have a list right here of all their names.
Lists are great. So our COM, we've been working very hard to bring you this convention. We love this con. We love all of you people. And these are the people that have worked really hard to help make all of this fun stuff happen. We have Norma, who's in charge of publications and registration.
Oh, you didn't do these the top people first.
Well,
The officers.
yeah, but these are the ones that do the hard work.
Okay, fine.
Well, we'll put them at the end, because I'm in there. I'm just, Justin is in charge of security. We have Dana, she's helping with registration, and she's part of our Concom. Debbie Fredericks is programming. She also is in charge of the green room. Darren is in charge of guests. Paula is our hotel liaison. She's the one you want to talk to, and she's the one that makes sure everything here works, and it works well. We have Harlan, he's in charge of volunteers. Loretta is children's programming. Carol is hospitality. She's the one that gets you your food on 410. You should get some food there, it's good. We have Howard, who is a dealer liaison. Edgar is logistics. He has to plan stuff. Dan is in charge of marketing. He does money, and he's also at the Mad Marmot Market where you can buy stuff. Rocky is part of our web team. Roberta is our art show. Go see some art. And Theora, she's part of that. Brad Steiner, that's this guy right here. He does masquerade and anything else we ask him to do.
And I'm just going to interrupt, that is how I spell my name.
Yes.
That's not a typo. I type these in.
Yeah.
But people are going to ask why, and the short story is just branding. So
I will never spell Brad correctly. If I do BR and a lowercase a for someone else, I feel weird.
and my phone doesn't recognize it if I don't put the capital A anymore. I'm sorry to interrupt.
That's fine. We have Maddie, who's been part of our team. She's an artist, and she's also helping with registration. And then Hunter, who is our operations. He's the guy that's getting us all this stuff when we're like, oh gosh, I forgot something. And Carrie Lynn is also part of our children's programming. So those are our content. Those are our hard workers. Now, for planning and stuff, there's me, I'm the chair, and John, who is the vice chair. He's also working all the games this weekend. Ashley is our secretary. She's also helping with the Mad Marmot Market. And then Michelle is our treasurer. She's the one that says, when we say, can we spend this? She says, no. And then she goes around to everyone else and gives out money. But that's okay, because that's how we do.
Okay, well, let's give all the people who made this happen a round of applause. So I'm going to introduce Edgar back up here, head of logistics, to talk a little bit about room parties, hotel, hospitality, and things like that. Where'd he go? Oh, God. Well, I'll talk a little bit. Let me just be while the operations guy is going to get him, which is when you just said that the operations guy gets things when we forget them. He's getting Edgar. Let's see. One thing is the hotel. They might not be used to us, so let's be really good to the hotel people, and they'll be good to us. I don't think you guys don't look that rowdy of a crowd, although. I've seen Glass just party it up before, so you wanna be careful there. That's one thing. I'll talk a little bit about hospitality and the upstairs. So it's on room 4 something. 410 is hospitality, and in there they have sodas, they have snacks, they have just stuff that we don't want you to leave the hotel if you don't have to and go out in the heat. Go up there and get a snack. Now, if you're like, I need food, they have food. It's not good for you food. It's con food. So he's like, yes! They've got corn dogs and pizzas and things you might put in a microwave. But you go up there and you go, I know this is really bad for me, but it smells so good. So they've got over there, but there's a little weirdness about the elevator going up to the 4th floor. And a lot of the times, that's 4th floor is where there's hotel rooms. So if you are staying in the hotel, you just have no problem. Just slide your key in the little thing, press 4. You put your card key in, press 4, it'll take you up to 4. You can take the stairs up to 4 as well at any time. Just walk up the stairs, they're right by the elevator. But if you are trying to get up there and you don't have a hotel key, you got security, we're gonna have volunteers or security standing by that elevator the whole con to help get you up there because we want you to eat bad food for you. Right? And Edgar is still not here. So there's also kind of neat about this location is there's a lot of food options within walking distance from where we are right here. Unlike some other times, you can, sorry, I just saw someone I know. I know him! You can just walk out of the hotel and you're right there to get all levels of food, from fancy to not so fancy. If hospitality is like the not so fancy, then there's levels above that. So, yeah, this is, I know we're gonna have to get back to Edgar, but this is getting a little boring right now. Do you have something else for us that you could do? Can you take over? There's probably, it's boring, and I'm sorry. We're gonna be better. He's got an idea.
They're loading it up on the device over there for you.
Let's see, 1 second.
We need to please Brad.
Okay, here we go.
Are we ready for this? No, we never are.
No, we're ready.
Oh, did you break it? And now it's time for The Price is Right. Guess what I eat? Oh wait,
That doesn't sound quite as cool. Here, try it again. How about
The Price is Right Spocon edition.
No, that still could be better. How about
Yes,
this?
break it up, turn it to 11. Oh, all right, you know what's next.
So, let's meet our contestants.
Who are the contestants this time?
We're gonna need some volunteers.
Oh, we need
I think
some
we should get a
veterans.
guest of honor up there if they're willing, as well as we need 3 total
I don't bite anymore.
Are you willing? Come on up.
Come on, come on.
And I'm purposely not involving Ellie on this one because there's trivia questions about your comic in here. So you were disqualified. Here, what we gotta
We
do
want
is.
them to feel good about themselves as guests.
So why don't we got
one
guests,
more.
and then let's
We
go
have
one
Ellen.
more.
We need, we did not get a volunteer from this side last time. I'm very disappointed. And you don't want it. I mean, Dr. Glasses, he's seen me disappointed. It's not. All right, get on up here. All right. Okay, would you like to introduce yourself? Tell us about you. You can lie. Make something up. We won't know.
So I'm Deborah Haynes, and I love to play outside.
There's like bears and stuff outside. It's dangerous.
I'm good at that.
Okay. I used to love camping, and then I joined the Marines. I do not like camping. And I don't like cruises either. There you go. Yeah. And the Navy ruined cruises for me, just saying. All right. Hey, it's Alan.
Hi.
Do you know Johnny Conchia?
I do.
He's a swell fellow. So tell us more about him and I bonded over whiskey.
Oh,
Yeah, how did you meet John?
it's been a long time.
Art. I bet it was through art. See, because when you won the Chesley Award, it's like, oh, I bet he knows John, so now we're connected through 1 degree. 1 degree.
Did you just flip off the audience right there?
Yeah.
It totally looked like
I've
you.
been in San Francisco as Borderlands books. I think I may have met him there.
Right on. Okay. And then who do we have here?
I'm Micah. I'm from Canada.
The best joke that I ever had, it's a riddle, actually. It's like, what's the difference between a Canadian and a New Yorker? This is stereotype, so if anyone's offended, too bad. A Canadian says, how's it going, eh? A New Yorker says, hey, how's it going? Accurate.
So let's talk about how this game is played. You're gonna, if you don't know what the Price is Right is like, you will have an item will come up, and normally you guess the price, and you have to write it down without anyone seeing, and if you got to get the closest to the price without going over. But instead of doing that, we're doing things that have numbers, and then you have to be as close to the right number or date or things like that. It'll make sense when you see it. So you're going to write it down as close to the real one without going over.
And we did numbers because we're nerds and we like numbers, but we're bad with money. All right.
Here comes our first item on
Our first item
is
Dungeons & Dragons is the category. In the 1978 Advanced Dungeons & Dragons Monster Manual, what page does Goblin appear?
On what page?
So this is why. Yeah.
You have to write down a page number.
Page number. You don't have to put page in front, just a number is fine.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll start down here with Dr. Kemp. What do we have? Page 16. Now, this is the closest without going over, because if you go too far into that book, it gets scary. Alan? 1. All right, Micah.
23.
The actual page is
47.
So who had the highest number there? Okay, Micah, you win a prize.
We don't have showcases to bid on, no little climbing guys, because Michelle wouldn't let us have any money.
So you're done, right? Sorry. You win a prize, and now we need to see what our next contestant is.
Yeah, you get, because now you get to go to the big wheel in the sky. Oh, hell, with all my cake. We need another. You can win a cool button you cannot get anywhere else on the face of the planet. So you know you want to get up here and make the money and volunteer. Get up here.
Here we go. Come on, you gotta hurry though, because we don't have all day.
Well, kind of. But
You're there. Come on up.
no, get up. Yeah, you're up.
Set that up.
You have to erase your thing yourself.
Yeah, sorry. If you want to wipe it on my leg, it's okay. Just,
All right, who do we got here? Quick introduction.
Darth Blasphemous from the Blunt Force Gamers.
Right on. This is your. How many conventions have you gone to in your life?
More than 10.
A lot. All right, here's your board. Welcome aboard.
he's
Okay.
gonna go in the first person slot.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
shifts
gotta go
down. So we can just push them
Yeah,
off.
here's the next item.
Dungeons and Dragons again. There's a theme here. In the 1978 AD&D Monster Manual, what is a Goblin's armor class? Now we had a big discussion of whether or not this edition had THACO in it or not. It didn't.
Yeah.
But see, I got mine in about 82, and I remember it has THACO. I could go home and get it. But it may not be.
So, are you ready? Contestants ready?
All right, but
Okay, go ahead.
What's the other class?
1,
What do we have?
3,
And 1.
1. Well, the actual retail price of the other class. Oh,
It was 6. It is 6.
so you won.
And that's when 6 was really sucky.
You get that.
All right, we need another one. We need another card. This one. Get up here.
Oh, we got 2 coming up. One at a time. Sorry.
You're rock, paper, scissors it.
No, you're good, Jeremy.
He's better dressed. Sorry.
Oh.
Says the man.
No, but you'll be the next contestant.
You'll be in the come on. All right. Make sure. Or an ad. And who do we have here?
Jeremy.
Hi, Jeremy. So, what do you think Spocon so far?
Pretty nice.
You want to win a button, don't you? Because you cannot get these anywhere else on the face of the planet or known universe. All right. Welcome, Jeremy. Let's do this. This is why you couldn't be up here. What is the 2005 date associated with the first page of Goblins Online Coming?
This has a date to it. And Ellie doesn't even know, but it's a date in 2005. So you have to put the.
So you need the year 2005. We need a month and a day.
What was the weather out?
Yes. This is not who wants to be.
She's saying it was hot when this came out.
Well, anywhere Brad is hot. So. But all right, let's start. All right, we got our. What do we have, Ellen? What do you think?
Okay, here we go. First contestant. No, we start over here.
Well, but I like it anyway. We'll start over here. Fine. I'm a gamer and the rules.
I'm gonna say August 1st.
August 1st, 2005.
January 1st.
Well, they won't write, but it says 1105.
Oh, so we have a tie on that here too.
We have a tie. Jeremy went over.
No,
You went. Yeah.
No. Well,
He's August.
yeah, no, but we don't know what the actual one is. Here's the actual day.
Right. He went over.
He went over.
We have a tie.
So we have a tie. So the earlier contestant in the line wins.
Alan wins.
Who's the first in the line? So you win. No, the first in the line for the first.
Oh.
Yeah. So let's get our next contestant out here.
So I'm trying to make the guests feel really welcoming. Here you are.
I'm not very good at that. Okay, let's meet our next contestant.
I'm Dalton.
Let's see. Good. So let me find out about Dalton.
Dalton, what kind of conditioner do you use on your luxurious hair?
The cheapest I can find.
I wouldn't suggest that because that's what I do. Okay, we ready?
All right, we got another one here. This is another date one. No, this is a number. How many Dungeon Master's tips are on the Goblin's comic webpage?
Jeez. These are on your website. Okay, go ahead. It's a number between 1 and infinity.
Inclusive. 1, 21, 6.
And the actual number is?
Everyone except Alan went over.
And they were really good tips too, honestly. I read them. And Alan, I apologize. It sounds like I'm being just a jerk, but I run out of prizes right now. It's her fault. I gave her a button too.
Then I'm not leaving.
I will give you my own. This is, there's a statue of this. This is from a Spokane artist. Transcend the bullshit.
Let's do just one more.
One more? Do we have one more?
Yeah, we can.
Oh?
Yes, please.
Wait, because we need that for the next volunteer. Which side? Come on, one more. We got one more.
Are you coming up to volunteer? Are you coming? No? Come on, we need a volunteer.
We still love you, Caleb.
There we go. Oh, Dan. Finally.
All right. By the way, we've been waiting for Dan. So this is last year's chair. That's what
You missed it, Dan. We did a whole David Bowie themed trivia contest.
All right, this is our last
Last
round.
question, yeah, right here. Here goes.
Goblins appeared in the animated film The Hobbit in what year?
And you can't write 1900. I mean, you can, but it was a little later than that.
In color film, so this was color and sound. So we have 1984, 1960, 1972. And the correct answer is 1977. We have a winner.
So again, while I don't have a prize for you, but you deserve a big round of applause. And I would and I'm sorry that people that you didn't win something, but you played. And during closing ceremonies, we're going to do an all-new version of the Jeopardy game. So, except the category Dance Magic Dance, which has been spent.
But someone you made him so pleased. He was so excited. He goes, "You got to see this. I got to show you this." He's going through, and the whole thing. You just.
So stay up here and help me here. We're gonna quickly wrap this up. A couple things that are going on tonight at 7 is the miniature painting contest in the Elizabethan rooms. They provide the mini, they provide the paints, and there's a cool goblin prize. So check that out.
And there is also an artist reception in the art show.
Actually, that's not happening anymore.
It's not?
No.
What's on the list? Is it?
Artist reception. I heard that wasn't happening. Is it? Are our artists? Do you know? You don't know anything about it, so then, yeah, so that's not happening.
Oh, okay.
But do the next one.
So at 8 p.m. both tonight and tomorrow night is Open Philp. That'll be in the Worthy Room, which is kind of up around the corner, so nice comfy room for that. Don't know what Philp is? This is your time to find out.
And also on Friday and Saturday night after 8:30 in the hospitality suite, which is room 410. At 410 is Milk and Cookies After Dark in the hospitality room.
With
That
various forms of
is going to be a super wild party. So I see that we have Edgar back. Edgar, do you want to come up and tell us a little bit about logistics? Because we skipped you because we couldn't find you.
Room parties and booze.
Room party, hotel, hospitality, approved things. Anything you want to say there while I switch this over?
Alrighty then. So room parties, there are none. The hotel is a strictly, absolutely no room parties. You know, if you've got a couple of friends up in your room and you keep it quiet, you don't get crazy, you're okay. If you get crazy, they're gonna boot you, and we're gonna say, "Wow, we're sorry the hotel booted you." So be cool. Did they talk about the elevators getting up to hospitality?
Yes.
All right, cool. Aside from that, that's really most of it. There's going to be, they do have a bar they set up on the terrace if the weather is nice, and you know, half-price drinks actually make it affordable, so happy hours between 4 and 6 up there. I believe that's about it. Oh,
Wait, tell us more about that terrace thing.
the terrace thing? So there is, the hotel has a bar set up there from 4 to like 10 or 11, I believe. And it will...
4 to 11, you can go up there and just hang out in the cool top of the hotel.
Yep. Yeah, so they may open it up. And actually, could somebody please give Dan a yell? I need him for just a moment.
Dan! There, that was a good yell.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, but
Okay, so,
probably won't work.
anything else?
Yeah, as soon as Dan gets in here. I get. Sure.
Yes. Mike is in.
Whoa, yes, don't do that.
So there's no room parties, but there is a pub and restaurant crawl starting tomorrow at. Sorry. There is a pub and restaurant crawl leaving tomorrow at 5. And unfortunately, we're going to be missing the masquerade unless people come back and forth.
So don't go to that.
So don't go to that. But it is an option if you are looking for kind of a room party, but not a room party. And it's hitting historic and haunted places in Spokane. There's about 5 or 6 places around here, and there's going to be a shuttle trip to the Davenport Grand to get out there, to get out at Durkin's, which is supposedly the best hamburger in Spokane. So,
Family friendly?
family friendly on that part.
I thought that Dick's Burgers were the best burgers in Spokane. Is that bad? Least expensive. Got it. They're the same, right? Same thing.
They're the tastiest grease bomb you will ever
Okay.
have.
So moving on, we're running out of time.
Actually, quick. So people asked about why the Goblin King. It was Dan's idea for All Hail the Goblin King. He has done a bang-up job for us on marketing and pushing this and doing a Magic Goblin tournament and all of that. And so we got him a small token of our esteem. It is a Goblin token card. It's a 3D order. And it's a nice 3D effect on it. So, thank you very much. We appreciate it.
So let's talk a little bit about what's going on Saturday, and this is particularly associated with our guests of honor. At 11, the Goblin webcomics are going to be talked about, featuring our guests of honor, Ellie Stevens. At 2 p.m., Horror That Happened, featuring Mr. Allen and Clark. And then at 3 p.m., What's New in Science with Dr. Haynes, sorry. And that's my favorite panel at Spocon entirely because, you know, you get people to dumb things down for people like me. So I love that one.
Can I talk about the cool thing that you do?
Yeah.
So if you've got a costume and you think that, hey, it's just a costume, enter the masquerade, have some fun. Step out of your box, do something. If it scares you, it's even more fun.
If you have stage fright, know that we're really nice to people. And the audience is the most friendly audience you can have. If you're going to be on stage, come on stage for the masquerade.
Just look around. This is who the audience is. So you've got to get the entry in by what does it say? 2 p.m. tomorrow. This is the guy running it. Unfortunately, I won't be there. I have a prior commitment.
But the show starts at 6:30. We start seating people in this room at 6. And it's a fantastic, fun show, and it's a great way for people to show off their costumes. But let's say, yay, costumes! Let's say costumes aren't your thing.
Which is okay.
At 6 o'clock, there's also the Goblin Magic the Gathering tournament going on at the same time. So you have some options, or you could do that dumb pub crawl thing that they were talking about. With their dumb ghosts and dumb best burgers. Okay, Sunday things. Hey, you know the room over here with all that cool art in it that you need to go like buy, put some dollar amounts and hope you get it. Well, if you don't, if someone outbids you in a certain number of times, at 10 a.m. you can go in and see if you got outbid on some art, or go see, hey, this is what's going to auction. That's your preview, because then at noon. It's the Brad and Tim show. It is. The art and charity auction is going on at noon on Sunday. But you don't have to wait for that time just to bid on art. The things you need to bid on art is you need a pulse and you need a badge. And you go in there and they will work with you if you have a badge and a pulse. You can bid on art and it might not even make it to the live auction at that point. Because if they don't get enough bids, then you just win it outright there. So the stuff that goes to the live auction is the stuff that gets a certain amount of bids, and so then they figure there's enough activity that it's going to go to the live auction.
Do we know if there's a buy it now price?
Is there?
There is. So
that's cool.
Having many friends within the industry, like Al and I, we both know John, it's like this is how they eat, this is how they pay the electricity, this is how they afford to do things, to make more comics. Support creators.
And
because they create the cool stuff that we love.
And also, it's a pretty dirt cheap deal.
Right?
I mean, it sounds bad, but like, there's some amazing art there, and you can just walk away with it. And you're not like signing over your firstborn child, maybe your second, but not your first. And then all the artists are here practically. So if you go, I really got this piece, I have a Sharpie, could you sign this for me? I'm betting they would do it. Or they'd at least take a picture with you with it, probably.
There are also prints and things for less expensive options.
So, yeah, and then in the dealer room, you can just go buy prints.
Also in the art show.
And in the art show, so there's great deals on art. And if I had more wall space, I would buy a lot more.
And one of the coolest things, if you do decide to support our creators by buying an original piece, the most gratifying thing is to see a print of your original go to auction at another convention and sell for 2 to 3 times what you paid for the original. I have seen this. We have 2 pieces. One's a Teresa Mather, and I and actually they were both. The prints actually went for more than the original piece did.
That's amazing.
So, and having an original piece of art, what's really cool, you're the only one on the planet in this known universe that has that piece of art. Much as like the buttons that Brad ran out of.
So, if you know anything about it, if you've ever been to the Masquerade, I know some people here have, if anything goes wrong, it's generally going to be my fault. It's Brad's fault, so that was my fault. So, we have talked way long enough.
We have. So we're out of games for tonight.
Yes.
But we're going to have more on Sunday to have some fun because Brad loves us.
Yeah, and there's a lot more. So study up on David Bowie, apparently. And not you, because you know it all already. And study up on your own website. Come on, Ellie.
June 26, 2005.
There you go.
There you go.
So thank you everyone for being here. Enjoy